All right, guys, so in today's video, I want to talk about my newest purchase, which is the 1948 Omega Seamaster limited edition. I think this watch is really one of the most underrated go anywhere, do anything watches out there. Despite it maybe seeming like just a dress watch, I think it can do way more than just that. Now, before we flip the camera, let me give you some brief background about this watch. It came out in 2018 for the 70th anniversary of the Omega Seamaster and is, of course, a recreation of that original 1948 Omega Seamaster. This was a time when the Omega Seamaster was more of a water-resistant dress watch versus the dive watch we all know and love today. One thing that I really love about this watch is that I really don't think it's subject to any trends within the watch world. It's not too big or too small at 38 millimeters. In fact, I think that's pretty much the perfect size for most wrists out there. It doesn't have any faux patina. It doesn't have an integrated bracelet. It's just a nice, timeless design that has truly stood the test of time, as again, this watch really dates back to almost 80 years ago. Despite its older origins, I think it looks like a watch that could have come out in the year 2025 as a brand new watch from Omega. And again, I think that really makes it a really special piece. So without further ado, let's go ahead and flip the camera and take a closer look. Okay, here is the Omega Seamaster 1948 Special Edition. And like I said in the introduction, I think this is truly one of the most underrated go anywhere and do anything watches that money can buy. I don't think it's talked about enough, perhaps due to the limited nature, but like I said, it's stunning. It is truly versatile. I think it can look good as a dress watch, as a everyday wear. It's got some water resistance. It's got a absolutely rock solid movement. And you combine that all together, and I think you have, like I said, just an outstanding GADA watch. To give you a rundown in terms of stats and specifications, this watch is 38.4 millimeters in diameter. It is 12.4 millimeters in thickness, and it is 46 millimeters in lug tip to lug tip. So overall, I think it's a very versatile size and could honestly work with almost any wrist out there. Inside of this watch beats an Omega coaxial caliber 8804, which is of course METAS certified and is fantastic. 60 hours of power reserve with this movement here and beats at 25,200 vibrations per hour. The only real negatives here is that number one, the movement's going to be fairly expensive to service, which is kind of a standard thought here with any modern Omega watch. And more importantly, in my opinion, you can't really see what's going on. Of course, you can see a bit here, but I wish it didn't have this 70th anniversary sort of inscription or printing on the back. But you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can still kind of see what's going on. It's just a bit annoying. So yeah, I wish you could see it a little better, but you know, you have a rock solid and high tech movement. Really impressive. Despite this watch coming out almost 7 years ago now, it is still a really, really good caliber. And I think this watch is just absolutely stunning. Hopefully you can see some of the detail on the dial here. It's got kind of a small texture pattern. It's a silvery white color, absolutely stunning. And it also has white gold indices, white gold hands. And if you're someone who does not like the sub-seconds, you also can get yourself a central seconds version. So a couple of flavors to choose from. And you know, like I said, just a watch that I'm absolutely enamored with at the moment. Perhaps less important is the fact that this watch does come on a very high quality leather strap. It will be changed out in a matter of time, I'm sure, but it also has a really, really nice buckle that does have the old Omega logo. You can also see the old Omega logo here on the dial. And that is one thing I really love about this watch. It really has that vintage aesthetic, of course, it being basically a recreation of a 1948 Omega without sacrificing, you know, what you normally sacrifice with having a vintage watch. It's, you know, very technically superior and really well made. And I love that this watch doesn't have to scream to the world that it's a vintage inspired watch without that faux tina, without some of those other things that really kind of make it obvious. And I really think that this is a really special watch, a timeless design, and I think it can go well in any attire. As I mentioned earlier, I think it can be worn with casual wear, it can be worn with dressier attire. It's just perfect for really any situation. And again, I think it's really underrated. I think a lot of people, again, maybe look past this watch because it's limited, maybe because it doesn't have a bracelet. I know bracelets are very popular, but I think it really is just a spectacular piece that I think must be considered. All right, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed, I would really appreciate it if you can give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on this watch. Do you think it's a great GADA watch? Do you think it's really just a dress watch? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Let me know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.